Made for live betting.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another day of LOOT.BET slash DOTA. It is time for Uvayen New Hope, or as they're tagged up as Unique here in this particular tournament. And they're up against Nemiga Gaming. Before we get into everything else, quick shout out here to our sponsors, or sellout, however you want to call it. There's a weekly ladder on LOOT.BET that you can join just by betting and earning points, and the higher you are in the ranking, you can get cooler skins. That's the way.
Cooler skins? Oh my god!
Don't yell so much, my dude.
I need some skins.
Well, it's a good thing you're here, Lizard, because next time you can do the shout out. You can do the sellout.
10 seconds remaining.
But for now, welcome. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I was just making some coffee. These guys really want to play some Dotes because they started earlier, didn't they?
Early. This is never happening in Dota.
All right.
Never.
Now they have to start the second series early as well.
I don't know, man.
I don't care.
You can't say these kind of things. You can be happy about them when they appear, but if you're just expecting something like that, you're gonna be disappointed. You're just setting yourself up to be knocked down.
Yeah, that's my life, man. But you know, Rocky once said, Rocky Balboa, he said, like, it's not about how hard you can punch, it's about how hard you can get hit and still get up after, you know? So I'm setting myself up for knockouts, but I'm getting up after each one. That's what matters.
All right, so basically becoming stronger from losing, from losses.
Nah, that's bullshit. You don't become stronger from losing. You just become weaker. Like winning makes you strong. Losing is all right. It makes you learn here and there, but
it's the same thing though. For what you were just talking about. Just being able to be hit and then standing up again.
I'm not saying that everything Rocky Balboa said is right. You shouldn't trust. You shouldn't trust like movie characters, man. Come on.
Why'd you bring it up then?
Because I trust him.
I don't know where to go with you though. Just move on to the Dota because the draft is halfway on. That's something we both know somewhat.
Yeah, we have some fire, we have some ice again on one side, Ember and Crystal Maiden. I want to continue the same mood like from yesterday. If this is forces of good and forces of evil, I think in this game right now, I'd say Radiant is forces of good. Like I would go with that. Right? Like Earth Spirit, like some like Spirit of the Earth that's protecting the lands together with the Crystal Maiden and fire. We have Earth, we have fire, we have ice. We need some more elements on Uvayen Hope. Man.
Some lightning or air, Storm Spirit coming into play. Yeah. All the three spirits in one team, then the Brewmaster for the offlane. That would actually not the worst lineup, I would guess.
Did you know that if you have all three spirits in the game and you pick Brewmaster, all of them get free Aghanim's after level 6?
That's pretty good, actually. Why don't all people do that?
Like, I don't know. Like Gaben just told me that this morning. Yeah. I was actually in a game with Gaben, and he told me. Gabe told me like that's a fact.
Yeah. I would also go with that though. I mean, because on the side of Nemiga, you're looking at Mars, and that is the face of a Disney villain right there.
5 seconds.
There's no doubt about it. And Dark Willow. Yesterday she was on the good side for no reason whatsoever. Just
she switches sides, you know, like it's about who she's surrounded by. If she's surrounded by some good folks, like she goes and acts nicely. But if she's surrounded by some ancient apparition and some Mars, then she's just as mischievous.
She's true neutral. She can go anywhere, right?
Yeah. That's it. All right, so we have Dark Willow and Ancient supports on one side, Crystal Maiden and Earth Spirit on the other. I'm seeing a lot of Crystal Maiden picked up recently. Уважение hope they need something such as Nikes that's banned out, perhaps a jug. Or they go with the Tide Hunter, some team fight, some offlaner, Ember Spirit. What's good about this pick is you can't really say for sure if Ember is mid or not, so it gives them some flexibility when it comes to drafting their last hero. When it comes to Nemiga Gaming, they have their supports and their offlaners. So this next pick, let's see, they
10
don't have the
seconds
last pick, so
remaining.
this should be some Lina or some OD perhaps.
Yeah.
5
Uh,
seconds remaining.
both heroes are all right. TA maybe even Storm. These heroes that are strong, Kunkka as well is an option.
Yeah.
These heroes that are strong on mid versus Ember and also can be countered super easily. Probably it's what they're thinking about. They could be thinking about something like a Razor as well versus Ember versus
Yeah.
Tide. It's good, depending on which way they want to go. Oh, the Chosen One! I remember watching these guys. The Chosen One was really good with his Enigma on the offlane. Nemiga playing the Enigma
Okay.
on the offlane. Yeah, that was fun.
Well, the odds seem to
Oh,
be in
Fervian.
favor of Nemiga as well. So
Dude, remember yesterday when I was telling you that story
yes, I
about why
did.
they
Yeah.
say good luck HF? That's the
Yeah.
guy. He's
I was
captaining.
looking out for it once the game starts. Remember?
Radiant
I wonder if we're
team
gonna see that actually from him.
I think he stopped doing that, but we might see that. Silencer mid lane PogChamp. It destroys Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit can't lane there. Um, and overall, I think this silencer is really strong, man. Don't tell anyone, but this silencer as a core can destroy. Like he's so good. You know what? As well,
10 seconds
Atos on
remaining.
this hero is ridiculous. Atos used to
5
be good on
seconds
silencer,
remaining.
but right now the build up is so good for him. Even though Atos got nerfed, but you have Wizardry, you have two of those crowns.
Crowns. Yeah.
Yeah, two crowns and Wizardry staff, and then you can lock down a target. Baby, everything a silencer needs. That's really good.
All right. So looks like we're gonna see that perhaps in mid again. Who else to go really for that hero? So some good ways to help against that kind of crazy team fight here. Earth Spirit, Ember Spirit want to stay mobile in the middle. But if you get silenced, obviously it's not really a thing. If you just press the global silence, make sure to not actually hit the Tide Hunter. There's no way you can lie in Kraken Shell to purge it off.
Unless
To
he
get the
buys
ultimate
Greaves.
out. Unless he buys Greaves,
Unless
yeah,
he
but
buys
that's-
Greaves. And then you're
I
screwed.
mean, eventually,
Then
eventually, you're gonna have to come up with some sort of counter to global silence on a lot of these heroes, including the Tide Hunter, be it Greaves or be it Lotus Orb randomly or something. But yeah, last band's coming out, and it's actually unique. You're taking quite a bit of time to think about that.
It wasn't it them that got crushed by Silencer yesterday as well? Iceberg
Yeah,
played,
yeah.
right? Iceberg played,
Flying Moon Iceberg,
and
they
he
got
destroyed
wrecked.
his
Dire
brother.
team ban.
Yeah, so probably they should be thinking about something that's good versus Silencer mid and leave December on the side lane. That's what I would do at
Yeah.
least. He got crushed
Radiant
yesterday.
team
You
pick.
you can't crush him twice in a row, man. That's a feels bad, man. But I don't know what they can pick in that way. Uh, and also they banned out the Slark. Sven has been picked up, man. Like this draft of Namiga Gaming is looking really, really strong. I'm not saying this other draft isn't, but Silencer and Sven look like a problem they don't
10
have ways of
seconds
dealing
remaining.
with.
Yeah.
Like, what core do you pick that's gonna crush Sven and also go mid?
5 seconds
Just go back
remaining.
for Medusa or something. For a little bit later.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah,
Got
good
it.
call.
Select
I mean,
your heroes.
it's
Yeah.
a good call, man. But Medusa actually sucks this game as well. Like, it's the only hero that's considered strong versus Sven, but
Yeah.
but she really isn't. Like Sven just scales much better and destroys her. Is Mellow Jewel their midder? He is, right? Mellow Jewel. I think I played with this guy today.
I'm
Today I
actually not
played.
familiar with him at all. I've not seen him around. So unless it's a
let me-
rename or something. Can
I
check.
know I played with him today, but I can't remember what game. Was I playing
Melojul.
Ange?
It's coming from the Ukraine.
Ukrainian?
Yes.
Привет, брат.
Maxim Binev.
Yeah, I think he's mid. Fervian and Astral are the supports.
10
Chosen one
seconds
offlane.
remaining.
Zitrax their carry. Pikachu going to be playing that Medusa. I think Silencer also doesn't suffer too hard versus Medusa on the mid lane, but we'll see. I love the pirate hat on Tide Hunter though. Very good. Cheshire
yeah.
Cat. That guy has carried them yesterday. He just put them on his back, and he carried them yesterday. Let's see if he can do it again today. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, should be able to hold out against Sven for a little while, but eventually they're gonna have to try and make sure to pump some money into the Medusa, and then hope that you can somehow find good team fights. But team fight wise, Nemiga, they've a lot of good combos just with the Mars Arena and the Dark Willow, Ancient Apparition blasting on top of that. And that's a lot of frontline for the Silencer, especially with the Sven once he gets going. Which normally takes a little while longer if they go for this Midas into whatever build. But eventually he'll get there, and then, yeah, as you said, he just jumps on top of people with Blink, with Echo Saber, with God Strength, and just cutting people down left, right, and center. At least that's the general idea.
We'll see if he'll get there. But I think overall, I like Nemiga's draft a bit better. I think they have a draft that can scale throughout the game easily and just outmaneuver the Medusa and the Ember. You have the silencer for Ember. You have the silencer versus Medusa. It's also good. And Sven definitely, I don't know. He just continuously scale well during. Oh, there you go.
That is. Good luck, Fervian. Well, they certainly have Fervian on Dire's side.
But wait, he's not answering. Oh, I have him muted. No, I don't have him muted. Why is he not answering?
I don't know. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's in the zone already.
Yeah, or maybe he's ashamed.
This guy has no chill, man.
Maybe he forgot about it. It's like, what was he talking about? You're just putting H and F together like a normal person. Maybe. No, maybe he's reformed. You consider that?
Matt, what?
We consider that Fervian might be reformed and he's beyond these petty things now.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, he sometimes comes into my chat and tells me to kill myself on my stream, so I don't know.
That doesn't quite track with that idea, at least.
Nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, that's just friendly banter. It's just friendly banter, man. Look, they have Ice Frog.
Do they?
Yeah, the frog. Click on it.
Frog.
It's named Ice Frog.
Nice.
Wow.
Got Ice Frog on the side. There's no way to lose, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. I had Gaben on my side today, and I won.
Yep. Can't be a coincidence.
The dude actually had a soundboard with Gaben's voice, and he was answering. He was answering everything. It's pretty good.
That's pretty cool, yeah. Alright. Laning seems like normal lanes. For the most part,
Dark Willow Mars on one side versus Ember. Ember, I think it's not going to be an easy lane for him.
Yeah.
Silencer mid, just as we expected. Then we have Mr. Fervian on the top lane with Sven. Plus Sven is a strong lane, but it's not really that great versus Tide. Tide with Kraken Shawl, few levels, just deals with them. But he needs to get level 2 or 3 on Tide before he's actually really strong. Yeah. Crystal Maiden and Earth Spirit are just there to secure the first runes. He actually took Gush. They might go for AA. Might be dead.
Follow up slow. Another Gush in a couple of seconds. Roll will miss, but we'll put Big Nam on the other side. Body blocks also stay slow from the Orb Venom. Well, Ancient Apparition nowhere out of this one, but can even make it back to the rune now. Zitrax, well, he's not going to stick around on his because he's just going to get punished, but he just snacks the other one. Meanwhile, down bottom, a couple of roots. FN unable to secure his, so yeah, 3 for 1 for Nemiga.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat snatches 1, and that's it. 3 for 1 for Nemiga. Nemiga is happy with that again. They did feed the first blood, but I think they're satisfied with how that went overall. Sven, however, is in a little bit of a problem.
Oh, yeah, he's still decepted here. Didn't want to use the TP. Now he's not going to be in lane for a little while, isn't he? I mean, as long as Bignum holds on to roll.
Yeah, I mean, you can't TP out and you want to go to lane, so it's a very difficult position he's in. He's missing a full first creep wave. He does TP now, though.
Yeah. Finds a good spot here. Bignum able to find the right angle, and now the salve from his friend. Alright, not missing out on too much at least.
Yeah, he didn't miss too much, definitely. He's back here, farm on the bottom lane. This is a lane that can give us some kills. Crystal Maiden and Dark Willow, very like strong heroes, aggressively but very squishy at the same times.
Yeah.
I'd suspect that one of these two are going to feed our second blood.
So Team Chain's already leveled up. Astro super freaking low, but it's, no follow-up after that. Just a lot of damage being done and forcing out themselves. So next time, a bit of harassment beforehand, maybe that'll lead into that kill. Once the levels start to get going here. Chris Maiden on level 1, if there's a frostbite in the middle of that. Might very well be a
Probably. The problem with Crystal Maiden is you don't get frostbite early on. It's too much.
Yeah.
Like too much
if you have
mana.
one
Her mana got nerfed already.
Well, it's gonna need to be a few more levels then until that gets ready.
Yeah, on mid lane 8-2 by Medusa versus 73 of Silencer. Pikachu doing alright, not being dominated the same way he was dominated yesterday by the Silencer. So that's good for them. Yesterday it was very interesting how they played. They got destroyed. I'm talking about Eugenia Hope, Unique. They got destroyed by Flight to Moon, but then they destroyed. Oh, Sven is being destroyed on top lane.
He's fine.
He's fine, yeah. But then they destroyed, who was it? Wind and Rain, yeah?
Yeah. It was like 3 different power levels.
Yeah,
Between
exactly.
Flight Moon, Unique, and Wind and Rain in the end.
So, like, it does sound... Oh, Zitrax, once again, he does have sticks and stun if he wants to. What's his farm, like 10 CS? Not too bad, but Cheshire Cat is having a free lane again. Crystal Maiden speared on the bottom lane, there's the Brambles, there's the stun.
Damage going the other way. Need a couple more right clicks here. Oh, the Regards Rebuke, that'll do it. Shane's not enough to divide space, and well, as you said, can go both ways. Certainly the double damage rune also helping out on the Dark Willow. Up top, Zitrax, he's still hovering super low. He does have the 9 stick charges to work with. Using them now. Extra slows on Fervian though, they transfer over to him. Warcry, buying a little bit of extra time, but that's the Mango into a gush. Can't quite dive the tower though, didn't have enough.
A guy in the chat called Famous6687 says, I hope Nemiga wins first game.
Okay.
Alright. I hope that as well for you, sir. Like, I'm with you. But if there's someone else that doesn't hope that way, then I'm not with you. I'm sorry.
Alright. I already taken size. Hashtag biased caster. What
Everyone's, yeah, biased casters right here.
Alright. Brambles, FN, going very deep actually. Has a few stick charges to work with, so certain safety.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
over the
but on top lane, Fervian does not.
Zitrax unable to help him out. It's being run down. Cheshire Cat feeling comfortable just sitting under the tower. With some creeps tanking it up. Fervian is right back though and can't die again because then you just... That would mean that he can't TP back out, and it will also mean he can't secure the runes, which are gonna be coming up sooner or later.
Yeah, in like 30 seconds, we should see some fights around the runes as well. Chosen One might fall on the bottom lane. There's the chains, and he's just dead. Oh, sticks?
He needs to dive a little bit further. FN can't do it though.
Oh, wow, actually, but he's so low that he cannot contest the bounties.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
We saw Astral walking back home so he could recharge his health, so he could be helping out in this department.
Yeah,
and also open up the Mars to be gone on. He's gonna secure this one, but like his life forward here, Flame Guard starting to go, running him down. Silencer, well, not a whole lot he can do to actually stop this kill, but maybe he can get a counter. FN kind of low,
gets it.
Straight up dies. Level 1 Flame Guard, not really saving you all that much.
Yeah, that's so good. You just killed their carry. They traded position 4 for position 1, and you gave that kill to Silencer too, so... Mellow is definitely very happy with the way that went.
It's bounty rune wise, 3 for 1 exchange though. Oh, Unique. At least you got that going for yourself.
Tower is under attack.
Alright, Chosen One is back down bottom. CS wise, I mean, he's not too far away from the Ember Spirit either, so I think Nemiga aren't too unhappy with this lane right now. We'll see how this one goes here, pushing it back into another Bramble. Global Silence, trying to buy some time down there.
Yeah, that was a little bit too late. That Global Silence, if it went instantly, yeah. If it went out instantly before he uses Flame Guard, then they have a kill on FN. But I don't understand what that. Oh, yeah, whoops as well. I believe they made the call for him to use the global, but it was way too late to
Yeah.
that. They shouldn't have. Yeah, they should have done that a bit earlier. You have some Indonesians, man, in chat.
Yeah, I saw
Indo
it.
people. Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to all the Indo people in the chat, to all the people of this world in the chat. Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to all the Dota fans.
Yeah, all the Dota people watching this stream.
Nice. That's so wholesome.
Yeah, but if you aren't watching Dota and you're watching this stream, shout out to you as well. You're amazing. Good
How
job.
would they
I don't
know
what,
about the shout
I
out
don't
then,
know.
though?
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing here and how come you're watching a Dota stream if you don't watch Dota usually, but shout out to you. You're great. Amazing.
No, maybe there's a guy who's just
Dire's
betting on
top
other
tower
games
is
and for the
under
first
attack.
time they're checking out Dota. You know,
Radiant's
it's like,
middle tower is
wow, this
under
game's so
attack.
cool.
And he instantly finds some
Instantly
streamer
falls in love,
casters
yeah.
saying hi to him, like instantly falls in love, becomes the next Sumail. Actually, next, is there someone better? Sumail is NA.
Dire's top
Never
tower
mind.
I'm,
is
Next
Sumail's an
male.
A, so I'm sure someone's better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get yelled at if there's NA fans in the chat now.
It's fine.
Dire's top tower is under
It's
attack.
good
well.
to be yelled at a little bit. What's
The
happening
bottom, follow up
overall
from
on the
Dignam
map?
here. They have a bit of control for the Chosen One now with the Searing Chains. Let the W to secure the kill.
Bottom.
Play indeed.
They are just winning every lane, it seems. Medusa is doing fairly well on the mid lane. Tidehunter is, again, Cheshire Cat winning that. Top lane has Vlad's completed with the Bracer. Ember, yeah, he did die to the Silencer, but this Mars isn't really having the best time. Ember is probably the worst hero. I mean, not the worst hero, but he's the one that has had the worst laning stage.
Yep.
Oh.
Even then, like,
So-
he's not doing bad. He has the drums completed. Flying out to the courier. Before the phase boots, even. It's not normally the way that things like that go, but hey, whatever works. Cheshire Cat continue to dominate top lane, even just sending the Sven into the jungle already. I mean, if they have like stacks for the Zitrax, then he can catch up quite easily. But so far they don't. So it might be a bit of a timing window eventually for Unique if they want to bring on the Cheshire Cat, but certainly once Ember Spirit feels comfortable rotating around. Because it's certainly not going to be the Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa is just gonna be farming your classic Medusa gameplay. Go mid, chill, out push, then go to that triangle, you know, the holy Medusa triangle, the Bermuda triangle of Dota 2 in which every Medusa is lost for 2 hours. And then in the next game she has enough farm to fight.
Dire's
Top lane, however, Tidehunter is creating a lot of space. Took the tower, pressuring the lane even more. He's basically, what he's doing right now is saying, come and get me, you suckers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pressure this lane as much as possible. You need to come.
Even if he ends up dying, it would require like at least 3 heroes rotating in. So
Yeah,
that'll
yeah,
allow space
exactly.
created.
I honestly don't know how they kill him without Silencer. Silencer is the one with pure damage. He actually gives them that ability to kill him. So maybe with him. And here we go, the rotation of 3 heroes.
bottom tower is under
Oh,
Staying
Cheshire
alone.
Cat.
Does have the arena to work with as well if he wants to use it, but there's the Purge.
Ravage
No silence,
them.
there's the arena. Global silence here, so no Ravage for this one. Pinned to the side. There'll be a kill. They also get the Crystal Maiden, the icing on the cake, if you will.
Ah, I get
get
you
it?
there.
You get it?
Alright,
lose
that
3
was
bound runes
stupid.
again now.
That was pretty stupid, but good pun, nonetheless. Good pun. I see what you did there.
I thought of it
Melbo.
and then I said it. It felt really good and I'm sticking to it. Big
Nah,
Q.
it's alright. It's
Not sure if he
alright.
should be man fighting. Zitrax walking in, gets a stun out. I don't quite have the follow up. No level 6 yet in Ancient Apparition. Salza. Forced to walk away. Super low. Alright, so I mean, good team fight there. For
By the way,
Nemiga.
I was with FN in the same plane from when we were going back from Russia, from Epicenter. FN was in my flight, and he was reading a book the whole time. He was squatting and reading a book.
What's
as we were waiting-
squatting on the plane?
Yes, not in the plane. On the airport.
Okay.
As we were waiting for the plane, he was squatting and reading a book. And he's actually a nice guy, like in real life. I have him muted in Dota, but in real life we talked. Like he's actually all right.
It's actually crazy how different people can be on the internet.
Everyone, especially in DOTS, you know, like we're like usually gamers and people that play Dota are socially awkward and just socially kids, right? They're just immature. So over the game they can flame you, they can say whatever, but when you meet them in life, they're also very nice. And Chosen One, my friend, you've been chosen to die by Cheshire Cat and the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. All alone, he gets
Radiant's
gone on.
bottom tower is
No
under
way out
attack.
on this particular hero.
Yasha or Medusa completed 3 raid bands. Just in that little triangle of hers, continuing to farm.
So, does Nemiga
Classic.
need to do more, or do they just need to farm up the Sven at this point?
Dire's middle tower is under
I think
attack.
you should be doing more, but it's not horrible still. It's not that critical situation in which you've
Dire's
lost
top
already.
tower is under attack.
Fervian
Radiant's bottom tower is under
should
attack.
be able to serve. What? FN?
Okay.
All right. He tried to dodge the cold feet basically, but yeah, he didn't get the A. Nah, if you are an Amiga, you most likely want to be doing more. You're still playing versus a Medusa, but
Dire
like
are scanning.
it's not bad to just wait for the BKB as well on Sven or one item and then fight with it. It's not so easy to play against this team that
Radiant's
Уважение,
bottom
Unique,
tower
Hope
is under
have
attack.
got. Like you have the Medusa, you have the Tide Hunter. They're pretty legit and strong at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I like the drafts. Like both of these teams have
Invisibility.
pretty good drafts. I like the way they drafted. It's not like I can say. Usually, yesterday when we were watching those games, I knew exactly what every game is going to end up like. Like you could see it.
Dire's
One
middle
draft
tower is under
has an
attack.
advantage late game or something, and if something fails, they're just done. But in this game, like both of these teams have ways of winning the late game, the mid game. You know, like it can go either way, and that's like this game is actually exciting when you look at it.
Especially right now, because network-wise it's still very even. I mean, both teams just mostly staying away from each other. There's a bit of pressure put up in the top lane. Chipped away at this tier 2 tower. They did give up the tier 1 bottom in the meantime, and Chosen One still just hanging around, just defend it. And it's still a bit scary right now with the arena, and especially with the Ice Blast to consider. Dark Willow, you don't know where she's at. So terrorize in the middle of that mass arena can do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, definitely. On one side you have that, but do you have it for long because your ancient apparition is dying?
Can you turn this around? He's still Global Silence manageable. He's going in. They have an isolated Cheshire Cat, but
Yeah, but
he's
he's
kind
just
of hard
out
to bring
here.
down. Yeah.
He's a tanky melon. Overall, I think Silencer is one of better heroes to deal with the Tide Hunter. To deal with Tide Hunter, to deal with Centaur and heroes such as those, because you have that pure damage, right?
Yeah.
And he went for the Atos that I talked about. Look, it's so good. Like, I love it. No Midas, though. But this is also pretty legit.
Yeah, I mean, Sven is the Midas carrier in this game.
Yeah, he's all alone on the top lane. He needs to be careful. The thing is, they have the Silencer and the Sven, so both of these heroes are going to scale
Dire's top tower
very
is
well
under
into the
attack.
late game. Silencer is a strong late game carry too. And it's not like they have this one carry that's supposed to be doing a lot, especially with Sven buying the Midas. If Sven wasn't going for Midas, he was going for more of an active build, then we'd see a more action-packed game. But sadly, sadly they don't have that guy. They have a Silencer and a Sven. They need to just chill and farm. And that's why we're going to see a very exciting DOTS in which Ancient Apparition and Crystal Maiden were the only ones to die in the last 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's not for lack of... like, both teams are trying to outmind each other. Even right there, we had both teams smoking, hoping for the other to just make a play for the opposing team's rune and just set that trap. So both teams kind of making the same play. Well, Fairwing kind of low,
where
but
the chains
this will be enough. FN dodging that stun. Zitrax with the ultimate already out. They can just walk away from this now.
They should.
Be absolutely fine.
Maybe they even try to go for Zitrax, but most likely they will just go back. Manta is completely on
This arena going down. Global Silence on top of this. They can't really do anything. This thing ducks. The Ice Blast catches everybody. An absolute disaster here. Pikachu goes in now with the Ravage still alive, as well as the Stone Form not quite going in. for long on Zitrax, so Cheshire Cat also falling. Big Num coming in, Pikachu out of mana, but there's the magnetize. Big Num trying to turn us around, Astral, not long for the world, but that W still making him live a little bit longer, but not for too long. Triple kill for Big Num, it's all to say we damage. He brought back for this Crystal Maiden, also rejoining the party now. A little bit too late to have an impact. Damn, that was the fight that you were waiting for.
That's it. That's where all hell broke loose, man. You saw that combo of Mars plus Dark Willow.
Yeah,
I don't know, like, that's so good, but I don't know why we don't see it more often. Like, that's so good. Like, that combination of heroes. Did you see the damage? Like, you just put the arena and then you terrorize them, and suddenly they're hitting themselves. Like, just hitting the wall and killing them. Yeah. And that teamfight is also what I meant when I said you can't really say for sure where this game is going to go, because even though it looked super good for Sven and the squad, Medusa shows up and suddenly the fight turns.
Yeah.
And 4 die on one side, 4 on the other, but they did waste more buybacks, I believe, on Radiant. Or at least they're the only ones that...
Yeah, it was a 4-for-4 trade at the end of the day.
Earth
with
Spirit
two
and
buybacks. Big Num
Crystal
coming
Maiden.
in was really necessary for them to actually turn this fight around. Crystal Maiden was too late to actually have another impact, so a bit of a wasted buyback, but there's only the support, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, combo-wise, we just saw that both teams have a good one. I mean, with the Ravage just making people unable to turn, so Pikachu, if he has a Stone Gaze going, that can also do a lot of work, as we as we just saw in that particular engagement too.
Yeah, he definitely did do a lot of work, and once he gets that Skadi, it's going to be a bit more difficult to kill him, to even get to him, especially for Sven, who's going to be slowed down.
Yep.
But on one side, you're going to have that Skadi on Medusa, on the other, Silencer will get the BKB, so will the Sven most likely before the next fight, so these big items are going to come from both of these teams. Ember kind of suffering when it comes to net worth. He's just finishing his Maelstrom. It's really the best place he wants to be in, but it's alright.
It's a bit low in the totem pole, actually. He's right there with his Silencer, though, so... They're all matching up relatively nicely, except for these offlaners, like Titan, there's just 3k gold ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
the chosen
Titan
one right
just,
now.
He just had a free game.
Yeah. So Pipe on top of the Vlads. Arcanine going right now, so can find a fight right now. Would be nice. Still slowly chipping away at the top tier 2 tower. Oh wow, he's actually gets pinned to it.
Yeah, that's a watermelon spear through to the tower.
Radiant are scanning.
Doesn't really care. But this is ridiculous. He can just stand in front and do this. Medusa has to be careful not to get Mars ulti though. If she gets Mars ulti plus terrorized, she's the one that can fall as well, especially now when the Sven has BKB.
Not
Pikachu is in front.
So tanky right now. Ooh,
Oh, Pikachu's in
but
front,
this
they
one
see him.
Chose one, there's the arena, can you dodge the spear? And you cannot. Global Sun's coming through as well. Ice Blast, everything being dropped on this Medusa. Nothing that Pikachu can do, but maybe Cheshire Cat. He can turn this around, but not enough to save her body. Now Big Num next on the list, just being cut on by Zitrix. He doesn't care about anything with the BKB. Now the follow-ups on Titan are isolated, so Cheshire Cat might be tanky, but not that tanky. If he's all alone, 3-for-0 trade.
Pikachu shouldn't be that upfront. I think one of the reasons why he maybe was that upfront is because they didn't know his son had a BKB. But if you know that Sven has a BKB and if you move like that, you're just asking to be killed. That's it. Like, this Medusa needs to be the one that comes a little bit later or hits them from the outskirts of the fight, not the one that's... Like, she's not there yet. She cannot be that, you know, like that tanky beast up front. You can't do that. They're just gonna blow you apart, so... Yeah.
Especially if you don't even get your ultimate off. I mean, if you do, maybe there's a chance together with the Ravage again. But Zitrax, he just had all the time in the world. Run in with BKB and God Strength. Hit
I mean, he was
twice.
just running in. Like, he was just running in because the chosen one, he scouts them, pops that ult. Global Silence follows up as well. And the worst part is FN on his Ember is just completely useless.
Yeah.
As if there's a BKB up, like, there's nothing he can do. Plus the global, obviously. Like, basically, once that BKB is completed on Silencer, Ember's job is going to be to kill off the A and Willow, and that's it. He won't be dealing any damage to to the other two until the BKB is down.
He's also working on the Yule Scepter, so he has some sort of counterplay to the Global Silence.
Yeah, he needs it. Yules or BKB, he definitely needs those items in this match. Yules on Ember used to be picked up quite often before, not really as a popular item as before because of some changes that happened to it, but and some changes to overall item builds that he's buying. But yeah, he needs that. Lotus, Yules, or BKB.
Yeah. Well, he's focusing on the farm right now, which basically means that Unique will... I mean, there's no way they can take a fight without that, right? I mean, the pace of the game is not so fast that you can really easily make use of the timings of the ultimates kind of missing on the other team. Because, I mean, both of them are missing the big ones, or some of the big ones, at the same time, basically. I mean, Ravage only now coming with cooldown, Global Silence.
Yeah, I mean, they're
similar
ready.
timing
Both
on that.
teams are pretty ready right now.
Yeah.
And that's why we see a smoke from Nemiga instantly. They're the ones that smoke first, but FN is not a good target.
Yeah, everything's available
I
right
mean-
now. They can look for another fight. But
Dire are scanning.
don't see engagements between with any ultimates on cooldown right now. It seems like.
Ember, FN did scout them.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why he's not a good target. He just breaks your smoke and that's it. You can't catch him. You don't have a reliable way of catching him besides the global. However,
pick them.
Earth Spirit is alright.
Don't quite have a creep wave here to immediately push the tower unless you just want to tank it, which
Radiant's
they easily
top
can.
tower is under attack.
Plenty of
They
farm
didn't
plays
use
to work with.
God's strength, so Midas use the Midas. Oh, not a passive Midas. Not a massive Midas. Very good.
You just get it for the attack speed though,
Dire's
right?
bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
just
attack.
for the passive. So you get it.
Still just walking in, enough to scare them away. Pikachu's kind of close to Scarly as well. Needs to bump a few more creeps.
That Skadi does make him stronger. It's a bit late because they lost a couple of fights. He had a much better start than how this game looks like now. I think he could have had more. He could have had his Skadi a few minutes earlier, but that's life. That's DOTS.
Yep.
Some few mistakes, some bad team fights, and he's back to the jungle. And he finishes it at 23-30, which is also fine.
Yeah, it's not a bad timing at all.
Yeah.
So it's the second big item, really, if you count the Manta style. But Zitrax, he's still ahead. I mean, he's just an inbuilt cleave, plus the Midas going, so... A crit stick next on the list. Full on Daedalus as well as the AC queued up in this quick buy right now.
They need some ways of saving this Fervian first, because he's going to die. But no, my sentence wasn't about Fervian. My sentence was about Medusa. They need some ways of saving her when she gets initiated on.
Yeah.
She already has Manta to deal with the global silence, but you still have to save her once that Zitrax's Sven jumps on top of her. He dishes out so much damage.
Especially with a Master Arena, that's all the control you're ever going to need. Which it's kind of hard, a lot harder to counterplay, especially now with the blink on Mars.
Yeah, Sven is pretty much a gladiator in that arena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes sense.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Two gladiators fighting on the same side then.
Which gladiator was the strongest one? And all the movies are about Spartak, right?
Spartacus?
Spartacus. Yeah, Spartacus. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he led
that's
the
fine.
revolt and shit.
Yeah. That's Sven right there. And Medusa is some Caesar. Or Caesar's wife. Actually, Ember is Caesar, and Medusa is his wife.
Alright.
Yeah. And
Venting
you
the
need to
lore
kill
again.
the Emperor and also the wife.
I mean, actually, with this set, Ember looks like with this beard, looks like some weird Asian.
Yeah, he looks like
Emperor or
an
wise man or
Asian
whatever.
emperor. Yeah, it doesn't really look very Roman, does he?
I mean, Emperor's Emperor, right? Same thing. Same difference. Well, for now they're working away on the big guy, Roche. They have some bit of minus armor here. From Cheshire Cat, one Solar Crest, but there's the arena, there's the Ice Blast pinned to the side with that Willow ultimate on top of it too. And Medusa though still very healthy. Now the Ravager trying to do this run, but BKBs are real for Zitrax. At least Pikachu has to walk away, but now has that ultimate going still. Mounts. Only Cheshire Cat going down, but no Bignum. With the Magnetize, a couple of heroes. Mellow with his own BKB is absolutely fine though. And now Zitrax, the remnants of his ultimate. But the stun finishes off Pikachu before he can get out of range. And now they can just focus on the cleanup. Crystal Maiden somehow gets pinned to the side there. Bignum will be able to finish off. Oh no, it was FN who finished off Fervian at least, but now it's going to lose the Arsenal again.
Yeah, that's an easy +2, +2, +2, +2 for the Silencer. Has +24 stolen intelligence. And you know what? Like, they come in waves. Like Nemiga, they come in waves. You have you have the Terrorize plus Arena. Then you have the Sven. Then you have the AA. Then you have the Global and Silencer joining the fight later on. And like, if you are Radiant, you can't even deal with Sven and the Arena, yet alone everything else that comes afterwards. So
Yeah.
they're in a rough spot. They need to find a way of taking these fights. But as I said before, their way should be make them use the Arena and Global, or at least Arena and A ulti on not the Medusa, on someone else, on let's say Ember and Tide. Bait them to do that, and then Medusa can join the fights with full HP, full mana, and just shoot from distance.
Yeah.
This way, she's just scared. She's just running away because she's no mana, no HP, has to move back. And Sven is super happy to just chase her and cleave her allies while he's doing that. So.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's basically the same type of fight as we saw in the top lane earlier. Medusa gets caught in that arena, the full-on combo. The moment Sven gets in, the health points start to disappear.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Ravage is kind of wasted because you don't really have a follow-up. I mean, it doesn't even affect the Sven.
Yeah, he was BKB. That Ravage didn't do anything.
And yeah, they need to, as you said, they need to find a different way to engage into this. Oh, some pickoffs, but the entire 5-man lineup for the Dyers up here in this general era. They have all the ultimates available again. There's still no Ravage for another 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, but they're all 5 here. They have Aegis versus you. You can't really fight them. Even when you get that Ravage, I think you're just... unless you wrap around and try to fight them from some side. I don't see any other way to fight them at the moment. What's Medusa? Oh, okay, Medusa is building a butterfly. He had queued up another Skadi. I wouldn't like to see that.
Yeah.
That's some Sobey build right there.
It's actually a case we made for BKB for the Medusa as well in this game.
I mean, you already have the Manta versus the Global Silence. BKB would be basically, if she buys BKB right now, it's over. She lost, like 100%. They won't have enough damage to win any of the fights. Even this Skadi is great, but at the same time, like it's on a passive side. But it's great versus Sven, definitely. It's what they need.
Sven pops a God Strength. But for now, they're repelling things with the Glyph, with a couple of spells from the Tide Charge, as well as the Solar Crest, always helpful. Just to lower the attack speed from the Sven, even.
Yeah, and they forced the Glyph, so it's not in vain. It's not like God Strength was used for nothing. That Glyph as well is very significant. People underestimate just how big that is. Just there's a lot of teams. I mean, every team knows that and does exactly that. You force the Glyph, you force a couple of ports, then you go back to farm. And next time you push, you know there's no Glyph. You know that you can take that objective.
Same time though, it's, for Unique at least, it's a little bit of extra time for Medusa to get towards that butterfly.
Yep. Has that 3.3k gold, can buy one piece Eagle Song if she wants to. Most likely might save for that buyback, but we'll see.
This'll come in handy.
If she gets the Eagle Song right now and dies, they're in a rough spot. But then again, I don't know. I'd buy an Eagle Song right now. I wouldn't save buyback. If you're Medusa, I think you need to just go all out and try to win this next team fight.
It's a judgment call that you make. Like, what is more valuable, having 2 lives with less damage, but one life with more damage?
I think it's 1 life. He goes for Eagle Song. The problem in this situation is, like, if you go for 2 lives, even if you have 2 lives, even if they kill you once and you buy back, game is still over because you aren't scaling anymore. You know, like you're basically 2 items behind, unless you get like 5 kills and suddenly you get a full butterfly off of it. But that's very unlikely.
Hello, man. All of their PCs crash in the middle of a team fight, and there's no pause.
That's always a good idea. That's always a good way to play the game if their PC crash.
Trying to make a play on Tidehunter here. It's a lot of damage being done, and more than enough to bring him down.
Structures are fortified.
But against one, it's a little bit unfair. But
Zitrax jumps in with the Daedalus. Mellow
at least
Jewel as
forcing him
well.
back. There's not a lot committed there. It was just the Ice Blast in terms of ultimates. It's a 40-second cooldown.
Yeah, pretty much nothing else. Silencer going for MKB next, almost level 20. Has the Hurricane Pike, goes for 125 attack range most likely. And he's basically a sniper now. Let's see if he goes for that. Yeah, of course he does. Interesting, he doesn't go for Axe though. Axe is pretty good on Silencer right now.
Yeah. We saw that from Iceberg. Who's just shredding people with that item. But, well, there's... I guess Ember and Medusa both counters to the silences. You're not worried about the others. Or like about your damage up against Gauntlets, I guess.
FN has a BKB, by the way. He didn't go for that Yules in the end that we talked about. He already used it once, yeah, but let me just mention that Yules was his first option. He opted to go for BKB instead. I mean, BKB is definitely more valuable. It's also, like, Yules gives you some mana, but it also gives you only one spell. While with BKB, you're free of Brambles, free of Mars ulti, of stuns, or of many things, so it's good. Butterfly on Medusa will help them in this next fight for sure. There's an MKB queued up by Sven. Also, Silencer had one queued up, and he's actually very close. He can buy it right now. Silencer should have MKB.
And he does. So all they need to do is just
Medusa.
Oh, nice little dodge actually with the Man Star.
Yeah, actually very important dodge because Mars was coming in, and he had that ulti to use. So that could have been a dead Medusa right there.
That would have been perhaps a game right there, especially with that butterfly just picked up.
Good smokes by both teams. I like this. You can see that Radiant is pretty much just trying to connect to FN's Ember because they realize someone is going to try and defend that lane. And maybe we can pick him off. At the same time, Dire is like, Nemiga is like, alright guys, they're smoked behind. Let's just go smoke up and go completely behind them and catch them while they're trying to catch us. So it's some next level smoke from Nemiga.
So gonna break here to seize the Drax. Right now, the rest of them here, the spearing Earthbird to the side, global silence. Buying some time, Pikachu already with that ultimate here, Crystal Main completely isolated inside. That's the first casualty now. Trying to find somebody here, the Fear Controller up, the Ravage. Over on the Mars, only here, but now Citrax with his BKB. He goes in, FN has to run it out of there with a spear. They find a Medusa! No more Pikachu for this one. Chosen one will take out to the Magnetize, but FN tanks a stun and another right click. Zitrax, the moment he gets near somebody, they just fall apart. Jessica will not be an exception. 4-for-1 trade. Unique, they found nothing here but death in his top lane, but yeah, they found the perfect angle into this fight.
Right now, you just hope that your high ground defense is cool, and that's it. You just realize, all right, guys, we can't win these fights. There's no way. Even though Mars was caught, well, he was the one catching Earth Spirit, but they were on top of him. They used Ravage for him. He still just survives to use his ulti and catches Medusa. After that, Medusa is just gone. You can see she queued up the BKB. And I like, right now I understand that BKB is good. After the butterfly, definitely. Earth Spirit dies to Astral and AA ulti. But yeah, BKB is definitely necessary on her at the moment. If she bought it before butterfly, it would have been really bad. But she needs it right now. She needs it after the butterfly for sure. The only question is she going to get enough space to even buy it? Because these guys are angry, they're mad, they're farmed enough, and they can take any objective they want to.
Well, luckily for Unique, that's a long Roche respawn. So if Nemiga want to wait for that, at least you have 1.5 more minutes.
Yeah.
We can maybe get enough money for the BKB, but that would require you to go out of the base and farm your jungle a little bit and push out some lanes, which is a bit of a dangerous proposition right now because Nemiga, they're not going to let go of this map control anytime soon. Cheshire Cat, They see him now. Zitrex doesn't quite want to go for him. Not just yet, anyway. So they're gonna keep these two lanes push out. And though he's doing a good job, at least pushing out on the opposite side of the map. He's just trying to make them look behind themselves.
He's trying to split push as much as possible. He's doing a good job so far, forcing them to go back here and there, but they're still setting up a good perimeter around Radiant Base, and because of that, Medusa isn't farming. She's just chilling on the high ground. So even though Ember is finding something and is pressuring their towers, it's to no avail. They aren't really getting too much out of it.
Yeah. Just a random wave here and there, passive gold, and that's all Medusa's getting. So still needs about 1600 gold. Or 1700, give or take. And it's not gonna be... actually, if you can farm the jungle again, if that's a possibility for you.
Yeah.
The rest of the team securing it, then maybe you can get there. It's Roshan, it still needs to be scouted.
It's basically these two supports. They came out and they secured the jungle. They set up their bodies as shield, and then Medusa can stay and farm. Or maybe they can even get Astral here on the bottom lane, as there is a double damage on Medusa. Oh man, miss.
They cancel that setup. Oh wow, there was another roll. Never mind. Of course, we have a low cooldown.
They get him.
Oh wow, that was.
And the BKB used.
Sure,
it will be Rosh. They are giving away Aegis and Shields for that. So if you are Astral, you're like, alright, they killed me, but they just gave away Cheese and Aegis. Yeah. I'm fine with that. If you're a Dark Willow, you're fine with that trade.
Well, Unique also, we're gonna have to take it. At least have enough money for the Medusa buyback and or Ravage. Now with Zitrex, if they can get him, this would be really, really big, because he's not the one with the Aegis, but he's still alive. Pops the BKB, pops the ult, couple of right clicks here, couple of misses too, but when he doesn't miss, he just cleaves and cuts them down one by one. Cheshire Cat, he'll find the TP. Oh my god, was so close to being really good.
That's a good kill. AA dies, at least for Ember, and it was so close. I loved the Ravage from Cheshire Cat. Obviously, we can see it, but Sven could not. Sven was on the other side of the trees, so he couldn't see that coming his way. Unless they had a ward or... Nah, that ward was just planted, yeah. So he couldn't, and Tide's Hunter Ravage from Cheshire Cat was really good. Sadly for him, they just don't possess the power that's necessary to take down the Sven at the moment. He still pops the BKB, pops Warcry, turns on them with God Strength, also has that plus 40 strength talent, and just suddenly you're dead.
Cat pinned to the tree. Should be able to run him down eventually here, you think. Force her forward. Another couple of right clicks here.
He's gone.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Unique. That's for sure.
Ember's still trying to split push, used Mjolnir on the creeps, but this time around they are there to stop his little futile efforts. And to continue pushing, continue pressuring the high ground. They have the Mars ulti, they have the arena. They don't have God Strength for 20 more seconds, but Sven doesn't care. He's strong enough. Tide buybacks. Yeah, but no Ravage for 50.
Medusa's coming back though, and now she has a BKB.
Yeah.
It's one more fight in Unique. If they can win it somehow.
I think this game might be delayed now, as there is an Aegis on Silencer, but they should probably go Shrines right now, and then they'll just continue farming, unless they get a crucial pick-off. If they get a crucial pick-off, they can end this game. If they don't, I think we might be in for a little bit more, for a little bit longer. Oh, there we go, the pick-offs are there. Medusa caught.
Into a tree, Ice Blast coming in. They're gonna need some sort of follow-up. Now that's a BKB. Even if the Chosen One dies here, he's gonna be happy with that, and he's not even has any intention of doing that. Black Archangel just decides to right clicks. Pikachu now with that ultimate. Melojewel at this point, well, you're happy to use the Aegis. Your Dark Willow also on cooldown. Spearing him all the way back here. The stun connects. Victim coming in to try and turn us, but Zitrex does not care. Once again, BKB allows him to cleave. Global Silence for the cover. Now on to the next one. The next one in this case is the tower. Cheshire Cat. Nothing to do here but die. Ravage gets out with this dying breath, but there's just some fireworks for this victory here that Nemiga is working on right now. FN, the big crits are real. Straight full tier 4s. GG, well played indeed.
Yeah, Nemiga just take an easy one versus Virginia Unique. Easy first game for them. That Sven and Silencer just proving why they are so strong versus the Medusa, even though Medusa considered, at least she was considered to be the counter to Sven. It really doesn't matter. That Sven gets some items, jumps on her, cleaves her, and that's it. But that Arena is not to be forgotten. Arena plus Terrorize did a lot of work for them. And even though Cheshire Cat had a good game, he wasn't just he wasn't enough. Ember Spirit didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Medusa was just farming, not really ever showing up properly, and that's it.
Tidehunter is one of these heroes that's only as strong as the chorus that you're setting up for, that you're supporting, right? Especially with this kind of item build. But Medusa, I mean, yeah, if you have that ultimate, it's a few seconds where they can't kill you because they turn into stone, then you kill them. But all the Nemiga need to do is just walk away and kite it out. Wasn't really
like
much of an issue for them.
this is the thing. They failed in their jungle, in their dire jungle. They failed like in that fight in which Medusa was up front. That hero is great when she's up front, but not in that situation.
Yeah.
They did that too soon. She gets Mars ulti Arena, and then Sven jumps on her and she's done. That's where their game just ended. That's where they lost.
Well, Nemiga Gaming took them 40 minutes to end it, but certainly not making too many mistakes. Managed to find the right fights over and over again after all of that. And, well, they're up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. We'll see how this goes. Whether Unique can tie it up, or whether this will be another 2-0. Stay tuned.
LOOT.BET. Made for live betting.